Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but we also discuss how we're going to fix it together. And that is what we're going to do in this episode today. Now, the content that I'm going to show you is going to get some of you riled up, and it's kind of the same old tricks from the gun controllers, this time in the State House of Illinois. They passed the assault weapons ban, not through conventional means, but they rushed it through a lame duck session at 2 a.m. in the morning. You cannot make this up because it is the modus operandi of the gun controllers. Everything is linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear from you on this one. And if you are a new or returning viewer, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell. We need as many people as we can in the fold to support the fight for our rights and passing the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. Thank you so much in advance for your consideration, and this content is brought to you by STI, and then we're going to hit it. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby into a career, Sonora and Desert Institute can help. The online programs at STI cover everything from gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, and more, plus all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn a hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link right down there in the description box, and thank you so much to STI for sponsoring this week's content. But my brothers and sisters, we've got to talk about this sneaky little action that happened in the Illinois State House last night, again, at 2 a.m. I'm going to show you a thumbnail in a second. Now, we discussed earlier this week about the rumors that the assault weapons ban that would basically classify everything as an assault weapon, expanding the red flag laws, magazine bans, basically the who's who of gun control requests, was maybe going to get voted on, maybe not going to get voted. And all of a sudden, overnight, in the dark of night, they passed it through the House in a rush vote through a lame duck session. This is what they do, and I cannot wait for the lawsuits on this one because they're literally seeding the ground to go into the Supreme Court and get rid of all assault weapons bans. The more they push, the more the pendulum is going to come back in kablooey. Anyway, let's keep going. I got two articles for you. The Illinois House just passed an assault weapons ban bill. Here's what HB 5855 says and what's next. Now keep in mind, this is the part where I'm going to show you what they're doing, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to fix this, all right? Let's get it. Quote, "We know this topic is contentious," Emmanuel Chris Welch said, Speaker of the Illinois House, while introducing the bill Thursday. "We also may not all agree on the solutions being presented, but what we do know is that gun violence has impacted communities in every single corner of the state. Largest portion by far in the state of Illinois is the gun-free zone of Chicago, and it's not assault weapons, it's handguns. In fact, if you go back to the FBI statistics, year over year over year, it is always handguns. It's silly that the assault weapons ban is the focal point because it has no outcome on what they're talking about. And even the guy says, we may not all agree with it, but we got to do something. You're infringing upon the rights of an entire state's citizenry because you just said we may not agree, but at least we did something. Like, do you understand how silly that is? Let's keep going. The 64-43 vote on the 77-page HB 5855, known as the Protect Illinois Communities Act, occurred around midnight with Republican State Representative Jim Durkin voting in favor of the bill. Hilarious how they always have to pick the one Republican. They're like, see, it's bipartisan. Quote, "They have no sporting use," Representative Durkin said during the vote. "They have no target use. Their only purpose is killing people, and I don't see a justification for that." Okay. 1776. The entire purpose of having firearms was to defeat a tyrannical government, either foreign or domestic. In the case of 1776, it would be a foreign government because they declared themselves independent. The American colonists did. The only way that you're going to secure your freedom and hold a tyranny at bay is through an equal application of arms. That's the only way it's possible. You can look throughout entire histories, and the only times that tyrannical regimes have taken power is after they've taken the guns. And then all hell breaks loose in the 20th century alone through multiple regimes, multiple different people, multiple different cultures. 100 million people died because when a government takes complete power, they have complete power. It's that simple. Anyway, let's keep going. That's why we have them. We have them to prevent tyranny. Highland Park City Attorney Stephen Elrod says that while the community does have an assault weapons ban on the books, this is the place where the most recent tragedy that they're citing for the assault weapons ban occurred, the fact that no such state ban exists makes it difficult for such measures to be effective. So again, even in supporting the bill, they're saying, well, yeah, of course, what we're passing here was in Highland Park, but it wasn't in the entire state, so therefore it wouldn't work. It's the exact same argument that New York, California, Illinois make around those pesky gun rights states that all the guns flow in from. That's what they say, polymer pipeline, IR pipeline, whatever they want to brand it. But it's because their gun control works. It's just coming in from other states. So in effect, they're saying two things. One, their bans don't work. And the second thing is they're going to try to ban it nationally. That's what they're saying. Anyway, let's keep going. Quote, a ban can only be as effective as the least impactful ordinance statute of a neighboring city or state, he said, again, blaming the fact that they don't work on other external forces. Here's the second article. Illinois House passes assault weapons ban, advances to the Senate. Illinois Assault Weapons Ban 2023 proposed law would also increase age to own the FOID card. Again, this article came out an hour ago. This happened at midnight last night. The bill would ban the manufacture, sale, and possession of dozens of firearms defined by the state as an assault weapon. Now keep in mind, this also encompasses specific shotguns, hunting rifles that do specific functions, pistols in a lot of cases. It's not just assault weapons. The Protect Illinois Community Act was created in response to the Highland Park mass situation. Again, we referenced it. The bill would immediately end the sale of assault weapons and would allow FOID card endorsement of legacy weapons with a 300-day grace period. Active duty and qualifying retired law enforcement would be exempt. So certain people in certain classes can have them, but you can't. You can also have legacy items. Again, the whole point is they're the issue, but you're still keeping them. It makes no sense. Anyway, keep going. It would also immediately end sales of ammunition magazines that hold more than 12 rounds. A 90-day grace period will allow for the conversion, disposal, and transfer of the magazines. In addition, the bill would create a prohibition and criminal penalties for devices which turn semi-automatic weapons into fully automatic guns. That's a federal law. That violates the NFA. What's the point? If it's already a federal law, that kind of circumvents the entire argument of, well, you need it statewide in other states. It's already federal law through the NFA. It's just silly. Anyway, one more thing, then I'm going to show you what we're going to do about it. A statewide strike team would also be created at the Illinois State Police in concert with the DOJ and the ATF to combat the flow of illegal guns across state lines into Illinois. The bill also extends the duration of a firearms restraining order for 6 months up to a year, including renewal FROs. Translation: it's gone from 6 months to a year where you have no rights at all. They can take whatever they want from you. And if they want to extend it, they can extend it for as long as they want. This is what you are openly voting for, Chicago. This is what you're openly voting for, Illinois. You are walking straight into the jaws of tyranny under the promise and the guise of safety when the whole thing that they're trying to ban isn't even the problem of which you're citing the problem. It's mind-boggling how this works. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.